Hello you absolute legends. On the 16th of February 2016, the Happy Hob did something that would change the course of gaming history forever. He beat the original Dark Souls without taking a single hit. This was monumental. A game that was notorious for its difficulty had been conquered in a way that was almost unbelievable. In fact, the creator of Dark Souls, Hidetaka Miyazaki, didn't believe it when it happened. And that's always the case when a new type of gaming competition hits the mainstream. It's always initially met with disbelief. Looking at the Happy Hob's reaction to his accomplishment, you can see how much it meant to him. Not only would this have required a lot of effort and planning, but also a lot of self-belief. When you're trying to do something that has never been done before, there is always that niggling bit of doubt that perhaps it's not possible. And when you finally manifest it into reality, it ignites a sense of achievement that is hard to put into words. The Happy Hob's reaction is interesting because on one hand, this was a very big deal at the time. But on the other hand, knowing what we know now, this original Dark Souls no-hit run is akin to a toddler taking their first steps. Sure, it's a huge milestone, and to them it's extremely difficult, but several years later that same toddler is going to be running, jumping, climbing, and moving around as if it were easy. And the same applied to the Dark Souls no-hit community. What started as one man beating one game without taking a hit has turned into an entire industry of gamers doing ridiculous things. Nowadays, beating Dark Souls without taking a hit is child's play. Now it's about making things as difficult as possible. And while I have talked about Dark Souls no-hit before, earlier this year something special happened. In 2021, I said the greatest achievement in gaming history was Dino Singyle beating the 5 Soulsborne games back-to-back without taking a hit and doing it on Soul Level 1. Well, since then, Dino had been cooking up something special, and earlier this year, he pulled off something that is even more insane. In February of this year, Dino beat not 5, not 6, but 7 of the hardest games ever made without taking a hit, and without leveling his character. That is Demon's Souls, Bloodborne, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, Sekiro, and Elden Ring back-to-back. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to cover it at the time, but I think it does deserve a video, so I'm finally getting around to it. Today, we are going to revisit the milestones that led to this unbelievable feat of endurance and skill, and take a look at the end of Dino's run, because his reaction is definitely something. I really hope you enjoy. Now legends, please do me a favor and throw your boring-ass browser in the bin because it's time to switch to the inspiring, majestic, captivating browser, today's sponsor, Opera GX. We already know that Opera GX is the bee's knees when it comes to resource management, especially when you're gaming, but it doesn't just perform well. With the GX mod, you can change the browser's theme to the games you're most passionate about. For example, given that we're talking about Dark Souls today, I can choose a Dark Souls theme, which gives me some sweet background music. It changes the sound of keystrokes and closing and opening tabs, and changes the entire look and feel. But I can also mix and match. For example, if you watch my channel, you know I love the music of Celeste, so I can choose Celeste background music while keeping the look and feel of Dark Souls. Everything in Opera GX is easily customizable to your taste. Opera GX also has a built-in ad blocker and a super handy video pop-out ability. With just one click, I can pop out a YouTube video and keep it playing in browser while I'm researching for a video or just browsing Wikipedia. And switching from your existing browser to Opera GX is a cinch, as you can easily import all of your settings, history, bookmarks, and cookies. My bookmarks are a huge spoiler to what videos might be coming in the future, so please do not look. Just scroll down, click my link in the description, and download Opera GX today. Of course, it all began with the OG completion by the Happy Hob in February of 2016.
World record! Holy shit!
This really did kick off everything, and brought the idea of no-hit into the forefront of the gaming community. After this, things started to progress quicker and quicker, as more players took on the challenge and put their minds together to solve all of the problems that no-hit runs pose. In July 2016, Faraz Khan conquered Dark Souls 3, which was especially impressive given that the game was so new and quite a few players were vying for the honor of being the first.
Get fucking fucked, man. Holy shit. I did it. 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 I can't believe I did it. I did it.
In 2017, the 3 remaining games in what is known as the Soulsborne series also fell, starting with Demon's Souls and May by the player Milty Milt.
Guys, that's it. That's it.
June would see Bloodborne completed at the hands of Jesus Toast.
It's dead.
And the Happy Hob would defeat Dark Souls 2 within that same month.
World record! Oh, world's first!
After being the first to beat Dark Souls 2 without being hit, the Happy Hob had now completed all 3 Dark Souls games, and being the crazy man he is, he decided to grind for the trilogy, a back-to-back no-hit run of all 3. And in March of 2018, he did exactly that.
Trilogy no-hit run! We did it! Fucking 12 months!
And this is where that slippery slope of insanity really started to build momentum. The Happy Hob kept pushing. A year later, he was the first to beat all 5 Soulsborne games back to back.
Soulsborne no-hit run! We did it! Soulsborne no-hit run.
And then after Sekiro was released, he wanted to go for all 6. This run would be called Soulsborne Kiro. However, surprisingly, it wouldn't be the Happy Hob that managed to do this first. Instead, that honor went to the player Dobby-sama in October 2020.
Soulsborne Kiro no hit run!
And of course, when FromSoft released Elden Ring in 2022, the insanity continued. In September of that same year, the player Bushido Yu completed the no-hit run known as Soulsborne Kiro Ring. 7 games back-to-back, 0 hits. A 16-hour marathon.
Ahora sí.
This already seems beyond comprehension, but honestly the 7-game run is still just the tutorial, because the real challenge begins when you start adding restrictions. All of these previous runs were just no-hit, and that's it. Aside from the standard restrictions that come with the no-hit category, you can do whatever you like to make your character stronger and get through games quicker and easier. But as soon as you start handicapping yourself, that's when the super mega hardcore challenge begins. Level 1 no-hit runs were the natural progression after beating the games normally, and they make the challenge far more difficult for numerous reasons. Obviously, without making your character stronger, you do less damage, so fights last longer. But you can't even raise your endurance, which means that resource management becomes a huge issue, seeing as though every attack and roll costs stamina. The issues don't stop there either. In Dark Souls 2, the amount of invincibility frames you get when you roll is directly tied to your agility level, and at level 1 your iframes only last for a quarter of a second. To give you an idea about how much harder level 1 runs are, the Happy Hob did his Dark Souls trilogy no-hit run a year before anyone managed to beat just Dark Souls 2 by itself at level 1. The Papa Finn was the first player to do it in January 2019, just 2 months before the Happy Hob would do his legendary Soulsborne hitless run. It's arguable that a single game at level 1 is more difficult than multiple games back-to-back without that restriction. In October 2019, Squilla Killa would be the first person to complete the Souls trilogy at level 1.
The world might be mended. So the world might be mended.
Oh
Wait,
my
how could I
god.
miss this?
Oh my god. Oh my god, man.
And then, of course, in March of 2021, Dino, after months of grinding, would achieve immortality by beating all 5 Soulsborne games back to back without leveling.
We did it!
This feat was so incredible that it would take over 4 years before another player would repeat it, with the Happy Hob finally completing his Soulsborne Soul Level 1 run just last week.
God Run 1 SL1! Let's go!
It took 4 years for someone to match Dino at level 1, and in that time, Dino had been busy. A couple of months after Bushido Yu completed his 7-game no-hit marathon, Dino did his own. And I suppose at this point, Dino's next decision was inevitable. He would go for everything. Soulsborne Kiro Ring, Soul Level 1. Unfortunately for Dino, one of those extra 2 games, Sekiro, just happens to be the most difficult when you don't power up your character. It's even more challenging than Dark Souls 2. Your ability to deal damage in Sekiro is severely hampered when you can't increase your attack power. And while the Sekiro run itself may not necessarily be longer than some other runs, this doesn't mean it's easier, as there is far less downtime in boss fights. The fights in Sekiro are much higher paced than Dark Souls, and the amount of inputs that need to be precise in a shorter period of time makes it extremely demanding. So now you have to repeat something that only 2 people have done before, and then on top of that, complete an even more difficult game, plus Elden Ring as the cherry on top. Thankfully, Elden Ring is probably the easiest in the series to complete on level 1, due to the fact that you can increase your damage substantially by using certain equipment, but Sekiro more than makes up for it. From the time Dino started grinding his original Soulsborne SL1 run to when he managed to do it was really only a few months, which is a lot of work, but it's not a super long time, especially compared to some grinds I've seen in speedrunning. But when it came to the full 7-game run, Dino made the decision to start grinding for it in early 2023. That was 2.5 years ago. This was going to take a lot of work. Dino needed to go back to the drawing board many times to try and make segments more consistent, and many times he would face truly heartbreaking moments. Multiple times he would be on game 6 or 7 over 15 hours into the run, and it would all end in an instant.
What is a casual god run? It's 5 games back to back, no hit on level 1. Because we already beat Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Bloodborne and Demon Souls back to back, no hit on level 1. You know? What?! What?!
But finally, on the 16th of February 2025, after 2 years of effort in a marathon 19-hour run, Dino Sin Guile finally achieved this run.
You got it. It's okay. It's okay.
We did it! 2 fucking years! It's almost 2 years! Almost 2 years! Oh my god, we did it! Oh my god, we fucking did it, guys! Fucking shit! We did it!
Dino never fails to produce the most emotional reactions you've ever seen, but I would probably break down into a blubbering mess as well if I ever managed to pull something like this off. I think I would probably be too nervous after completing a single game to continue to play with any degree of skill, let alone 7 in a row, and I really don't understand how these people do it. This is probably the most difficult challenge run that has ever been completed, and according to Dino, he's not sure if he could push this any further. Honestly though, at this point I'm not sure that he needs to. He's already achieved God Gamer status. Even if a new game was released that people would want to lump into this challenge, what kind of insane madman would voluntarily subject themselves to such agonizing torture? A huge belated congratulations to Dino for this achievement. Go and follow his stream for more insane gaming. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.